Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Today I'm just doing a little bit about another day in the life, and as a family caregiver, a solo family caregiver, it is day of 5,476 of this long job. It has been 15 years since I became the primary caregiver for my father, and I've been doing it more longer than that, but that's when it became primary. And then after that, it became progressively more. After 5 years, it was that more came on and more brain damage, because that's what Alzheimer's and dementia is. They're two separate things that are interrelated, but they cause another thing, which is brain damage. And that brain damage has its own cause and effect and progresses in different ways for each and every person. It doesn't follow a dementia path. It doesn't follow an Alzheimer's path. Once brain damaged, it progresses that brain damage in different ways. So people could react differently. They could be a different personality almost, behave differently. Some people are more prone to outbursts and anger and all these other things, and other people that were very dominant in life now become like little children. So but they're the same person, but not. And you always think that you always think that they're doing something on purpose when they're not. They might be, based on where their brain is now processing, because they got a brain damage here, it's now processing it in a different synapse, it's doing a different way, rerouting, trying to find a way to work over the damaged brain cells. It's a lot of work to have to deal with emotionally and physically, and it's a 24-hour-a-day job. It never stops. For example, I got up at 3:30 this morning to empty a leg catheter bag. My dad has a catheter coming out, and he has a leg collection bag. They have a different night collection bag that you can hang on to the side of the bed or something. It has a longer tube, but my dad forgets that he has a catheter, so he would get up, not know what this thing was, be pulling on it, or would go and would pull against him and he'd fall down. So I always use the night bag or the day bag, which is called the leg bag, which is a bag on his leg. And when that fills up, it can turn into a balloon, and you need to get that emptied. So that can happen between 4 to 6 hours after he goes to bed. So I was up at 3:30 this morning emptying that bag. And then I was up, had him up at 7 o'clock this morning to take his medication, which have to be on time, and to drink water, very important, and to empty that bag again. And that's just one of the processes. Then I have to take his adult underwear off and clean him up, because he's no longer able to wipe himself. He can still eat, he can still walk, he can still do a lot of things, but some things he cannot do. He cannot completely dress himself without some risk. He can't wipe himself properly. He doesn't want to wash his hands properly. He thinks they're done. He's done with it when he hasn't. Very fun stuff. Got to clean the dentures. It's a whole nother life I have to deal with, and it's another life that I have to manage. This also has all these other issues, so it's more than just dealing with another life. You're dealing with another person's life and their various conditions. Yeah, I'm sure any family caregiver will tell you that it's a draining and exhausting occupation. Even though it's not an occupation, we're not doing it for pay, we're not doing it for awards, we're not doing it for anything other than we're there for our loved one or the person we're caregiving for Some people get paid, some people don't. It depends. A lot of variables there. Today I've got a senior helper here. Comes to have them come in for 3 hours, 5 days a week. I have two different ones. They usually come 5 days a week. They will come in, get my dad out of bed, get him unclothed, undressed, changes, diapered, have him sit on the toilet, hope he can go, get him into the shower, clean him up, get him dressed, bring him out so I can bring him out something to eat and his afternoon medications and all that. And they'll stay for about 3 hours. And then they leave, and then it's just me and him for the rest of that time. And thank God for those senior helpers, because they give me at least a little break. Because when you're a solo caregiver, if you're sick, doesn't matter. You still got to get up and do everything you got to do for them. If you're just want to turn back over and go back to sleep, you didn't have enough sleep, doesn't matter. If you have a medical condition, a medical problem, and you have an appointment, you have to figure out ways, who's going to watch him? How can I arrange this so that I can go to my appointment and not worry about him constantly on his own? Now, me, I have it easier than some people. My dad's not all over the place. His dementia has been very calm and not too bad. He's just declined mentally and physically, and memory gone, and he is a petulant child at times. But I've heard horror stories where people go through much worse. We just have to deal with things as a family caregiver that doctors and nurses and other medical professionals do not understand fully, because they may treat people, they may treat a person, but then they get to go home, detach themselves emotionally from that, detach themselves physically from that, decompress, have their own lives and their own enjoyments. They don't have to hop out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning to worry about somebody falling, or to empty a urine bag, or to change a diaper if they've got diarrhea. They don't understand the fullness of being on call 24 hours a day, nonstop. They just don't get it. Other caregivers will. Some will. Most will. Even those that have partners helping them in this, they will understand. But a solo caregiver, people don't understand fully what we go through, because it's a nonstop thing. And you grab every little break you can. Like when we senior helpers come, I have a few hours of respite. Even though I still got to cook the food for my dad, and I still have to get the medications out and all that, it gives me some time. And if I go out to the grocery store, or I go out to a medical appointment for myself, I don't have to worry about him falling or something. So you just have to deal with that kind of thing. Get through the day the best you can. And for me, it's been a lot longer of a journey than I ever thought it would be. My dad's going to turn 91 tomorrow. 91 years old. He was born in 1933. He lived a very interesting and full life, very successful life. Unfortunately, both of us lost our shirts back in the financial crisis of 2008, 2009. And some other things that happened with business and partnerships, and that, to say I'm not a big fan of capitalism all the time. But today I'm going to just celebrate this with some coffee and a break while the senior helper gets to deal with my ornery father who didn't want to get up and didn't want to have a shower, didn't want his underwear changed, didn't want his catheter bag emptied. So now I've got to go out and think of something to make him for lunch, if you want to call it that. I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be eggs, toast, fruit. Eggs, toast, fruit. That's what it's gonna be. And that's what I'm gonna get for him today. Anyway, thank you for visiting my channel and putting up with me. And with you fellow caregivers, let me know your stories. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know how you get through the day. Take care, and I'll talk to you again later.